In this video, we're going to take a look at the fat channel on the Presonus Studiolive Series 3 mixer. Hey guys, I'm Dr. Mcfarland and welcome back to the channel. If you've been keeping up with this series so far, you know we've been mixing a song on this board. We've been going over different aspects of routing and ins and outs. But today we want to look at the actual fat channel and see how you can apply that to different channels, aux mixes, subgroups, whatever you want. Alright, so the fat channel is this section right here on the board. And if you've ever seen the classic version of this board, it's a little bit more primitive looking, and this is definitely way more streamlined. And you have a great big screen right here where you can see a lot more stuff. So I definitely prefer the Series 3 mixer over the original. So let's go to our main mix, and I'm going to select channel 1 right here. And we see that we have input, gate, comp, EQ, aux-ins, and user. So the main elements of the fat channel that I use all the time is the compression and the EQ. And I usually just use a little bit of high pass filter from the input, which is right here on the screen. So if I tap on that, I can use the rotary encoder to bring up the high pass filter. But as far as compression goes, we have a standard compressor, and then a tube, which looks like a LA2A, and then we have a FET compressor, which is a 1176. And then for the EQ, we have a standard EQ, which we can click on one of the nodes. We can bring that up or down. We can adjust the frequency back and forth, and also widen or tighten the Q. So you can see that right here. And we can also control those over here with the different knobs. We have low gain, low frequency, and so on. And if I hit the purple buttons down here, that turns it on and off. And then the second one changes the Q. So you can apply that to all the other nodes in the EQ section. We can also go to passive, which is like your tube tech kind of EQ. We have a boost. We have attenuator, and you can choose your frequency that you want to do that at. And then we have a boost attenuator for the higher frequencies. And then you can attenuate the high frequencies right here as well. And then on the vintage EQ, this is an EQ like you would find on a 1073 from Neve. It's got your low frequency band with a 35, 60, 10, and 220. Your mid-range, which is at 360, 700, and 1.6, and then your high-mid frequencies at 3.2, 4.8, and 7.2. And you also have a high shelf, usually set to around 12K. So between those three compressors and the three EQs, you have a lot of things to play with. And I usually like to compress just a little bit on the way in, and you can do that by selecting your track, and then we want to send this post, which means it's going to send post EQ compression all effects. If it's set to pre, you can hear the effects, but you're not going to be sending those effects to the actual DAW. Now the gate can be kind of helpful sometimes if you're doing like a speaking engagement or recording someone who's talking, or if you have a loud singer that you need to cut off some of the low volume stuff, you can use that. So the aux-ins button allows us to choose one of the subgroups, then use that fader of whatever channel that you've selected to send volume to that subgroup. And then the user button allows you to assign any one of these rotaries to any one of these encoders. So we got pan, all the different mixes. We can assign like a gate threshold or a compression ratio or whatever we want. So let's just say, for example, on this first button, we assign it to the compression threshold. Alright, so there's my ratio, and now I can change the ratio of my FET compressor. And then on the next one, let's say I want it to be a high pass filter. So that's kind of cool. So if you have certain parameters that you primarily use all the time, you can assign those in the user section and always have a high pass filter when you need it, always have a compression ratio, or whatever else that you need. We also see that we have a stereo link. So if you're on channels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the odd number pairings, that you can link those up so that there's stereo and both faders move at the same time. And we can load a preset if we need to. So we got like kick 2. We can say recall. And now it applies that preset to that channel. So thanks guys for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And subscribe to the channel and click that bell. So that way you'll be notified whenever I release more videos in the series. I am Dr. Mcfarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking.